Thank you. Hi, my name's Andy Gwynn. I'm the County Information Officer for Coleshill Auxiliary Research Team.
And can you tell me where we're stood now?
We're actually stood in the observation base of the RISE Auxiliary Unit HQ.
What were they designed for?
Well, it was mainly used as a rest area for units that would go out during the night. As always, it was always used as a store for explosives and ammunition, but primarily it was used to rest up and recuperate after a night's havoc.
So, what sort of things are in the room? Behind you is a few taps and a small room there. What would that have been used for?
Well, this is a custom-built bunker built by Captain Hollis during 1941, and behind me is set into the wall is two huge water tanks with two taps to provide clean drinking water.
And beyond that, there's a tunnel that we've been down. What would that have been used for?
Two tunnels behind us, one leading up to what we think is an explosive store, and then branching up from that is the main tunnel to the escape hatch.
And the bit above your head, what's that? So you're bashing your head
above
on?
my head is actually a section cut into the roof which houses ventilation pipes. There's ventilation pipes going up all out of the bunker to various directions above, just to provide fresh air so that the guys didn't pass out.
So Andy, we're at the entrance to one of the tunnels now. What would this have been used for?
The area that we're in at the moment, we think, is an ablutions area, which probably could have housed two chemical toilets. This tunnel you see behind me here, it runs down to an area which we think could have been an explosive store, and then it branches up to the right to maybe a 30-foot tunnel that goes to the escape hatch.
So why would they have needed an alternative exit?
Every observation base was built with an escape hatch in case they were actually found by the Germans. Obviously, if there were one hatch, the guys could escape some considerable distance away from them.
So Andy, we're stood at the forefront of the bunker now. What would this area have been used for?
This area would be used mostly for relaxation purposes. We have the remains here of 6 bunk beds, so there's sleeping here for 12 chaps to actually rest up during the night.
They're surprisingly well intact to say how long they've been down here, aren't they?
Well, they've been down here for now for just over 70 years. And 15 years ago, these beds were actually intact. You could have walked down here 15 years ago and you would have seen the bunk beds intact. In the last 15 years, they have decayed somewhat and started to collapse, the same as the entire underground base, really.
And how many men would have slept down here?
Well, there is sleeping for 12, but as an HQ, the bunks could have been removed, and you've probably got about 50 men down here, no problem.
So Andy, this is how people would have entered the tunnel, isn't it?
So this is the main entrance shaft, which you wouldn't have seen. This would have been completely covered up with a hatch cover. Basically, it would have been covered with the same vegetation that you see around.
This is Emma Wright reporting for the Hull Daily Mail.